Respected dear family members, my pranams to you. In the last lecture we were explaining about the mind. Every one of us should remember that no science can clearly define what is meant by mind. But everyone knows pretty well that mind is the storehouse of all our positive qualities and also negative qualities. People may say, or scientists may say, conscious mind or subconscious mind or semi-conscious mind and so on. Those are all technological words or scientific words used for explaining some aspects of the mind. But what we say, what we feel, what we experience from our mind is that happiness, which cannot be explained by science, respect, ego, or anger, fear, satisfaction, so many positive qualities. They are all evolving out from the mind. So mind is the storehouse of all these positive qualities which cannot be explained by science. And also in whatever I said, negatives like anger, fear, ego, they are also evolving out or ejecting out from the mind. Whatever is going to the mind, a reflection of that will be coming out from the mind. When I see a person, naturally that watching process taking place in my brain, that creates an emotion, a feeling in my mind. If I like that person, accordingly positive feelings will be there in my mind. If I hate that person, accordingly negative feelings will be there in the mind. When I listen a good music, a good song, the positive feelings will be there. And if the song I dislike or I hate, accordingly a negative feeling will be created or coming out from the mind. So mind is the storehouse of variety of feelings and emotions. And for reducing the negatives in the mind, we do so many rituals. In fact, our whole life we devote directly or indirectly to reduce the negatives in our mind, to reduce the fear in the mind, to reduce the tension in the mind, to reduce the anger from the mind, and so on. And indirectly or directly we would like to see that when the mind is getting filled with the positives to the extent possible, knowingly or unknowingly we do that. So there are so many beliefs and faith. Even the concept of God, nobody has seen the God. Nobody has directly experienced the form or size of God. It is worshipped in the idol form. In India it is worshipped in variety of natural forms. The divinity we could see in the river, in the mountain, in the trees, in the animals, in the air, in the water, in the fire. Divinity in saints. All these divinity, what we see, they are all theoretical spirituality. They are all theoretical spirituality. But when we apply it in our day-to-day life, taking a dip in Ganga river, we think our sin will be washed out. Why do we want to wash out our sin? Exclusively because we want to reduce the negative from our mind. When we go to Kailas, Mount Kailas, we think that many of the negatives will be wiped out. Why we want the negatives to be wiped out? Because the fear of the negatives can be removed. So, whatever you do, if you have got faith in that, then it will work to some extent in your mind. And that mind may move from negative to positive. But if you do not have faith in that, many a times it will not work at all. And when you tie a thread in your hand to remove the fear, to remove the complexes, to remove the sorrow, one should definitely think that that thread will not remove the negatives. That thread will not bring the positive in the materialistic angle. But if you have faith in that, if you think that that thread will definitely improve your condition, then whatever you are experiencing as positive, that mentally you will be attributing to that thread. But for a man who is no way having any faith in that thread, it will never have any result in him. Because even if he has got some positive due to some incident, he will never attribute it to this thread. So, we blindly sometimes say knowledgeable people, atheists, so-called progressives, so-called rational thinking fellows, they say tying a thread is superstition. At their level it may be superstition. But for a man who has got faith in that, it is a tool for him to build up his mind. When you perform a puja, if you have got faith in that, you feel that it is working. If you do not have faith in that, then even if something positive happened, you will not be attributing it to that particular thing. So the prayer, the Nama Sankirtan, the bhajan, offering to the God, or doing any positive. Sir Isaac Newton said, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So there is equal and opposite reaction will be there for any spiritual action also. But spirituality is connected with the mind, so the reaction should also be there in the mind. If the action is in the body, the reaction should also be there in the body. If the action is in the family, reaction should also be there in the family. If the action is in the society, accordingly the reaction will also should be there. Reaction should also be there from the society. So it is very clear that mind, if you are giving positive to that, the positive will be coming out. If you are giving negative to that, the negative will be coming out. It is just like the mirror image. If you are showing in front of the mirror a bad figure, the reflection will be, image will be bad. So, if the mind is filled with negatives for a long period, removing that will be very difficult. Those who are experiencing terribly negative for decades together, even though externally he may be calm and quiet, but when he gets angry, he will be calling and he will be explaining all the negatives. He will even declare the negatives. So the negatives will be coming out when you are angry, because your suppressive tendency gets diluted. Similarly, when you are physically feeling uncomfortable, that is what is happening in our police stations. When you are physically tortured, you will tell the truth. Till then you will hide that. Similarly, when you are getting sleep, and if they are not allowing you to sleep, the last part when you are so tired, so weak, so much in need of sleeping, at that time you ask the question. That fellow will tell you the whole truth. When you want rest as sleep and waiting for a sleep, the last moment of your beginning of the sleep, you ask, many a times they will tell. That tool is far better than the lie detector. So the mind will be playing you the role of guide, the role of a motivator, the role of a teacher, the role of a servant, the role of a leader. Everything the mind will be doing. But that mind will be carried according to Upanishads by 5 horses, which are 5 sensory organs. That the body will be pulled and the director will be the mind. And the engine, 5 horses, which are 5 sensory organs. The 5 sensory organs, if they are very strong and stabilized according to Bhagavad Gita, Sthita Prajna, the mind gets stabilized through listening, watching, discussing and thinking. Either you are arresting it or you are guiding it. Indirectly we say controlling the mind. So the mind makes you tell good or mind makes you tell bad. Mind motivates you to see good, mind motivates you to see bad. These are all the Upanishadic messages. So understanding the mind of the wife will give lot of comfort for the husband. Understanding the mind of the husband will be giving you lot of comfort for the wife. It's applicable for everyone. Understanding the mind of the children, students will give comfort for the teachers. So like that, understanding the trend of the followers will be giving lot of comfort for the leader. Understanding the mind of the people of India will be giving comfort for the Prime Minister and others. So trying to understand, trying to evaluate, then doing the level best. That will give you best result in our life. The moment you know the mind, then you will also know what will be the thoughts coming out of the mind. When you know the mind and the thoughts that can be present and that can come out of the mind, automatically you can extrapolate it, what will be the action. Automatically you can extrapolate what will be the action. The face will be showing you the mind. The words will be giving you hint about the mind. The action will also be giving you the nature of the mind. So trying to understand the mind was the subject of Upanishad. Thank you very much. My pranams to you.